I never thought the woman I loved the most would be the one to destroy me. Rhea wasn't just my wife, she was my world. The woman I trusted more than anyone. The one I had built my life around. I gave her everything, my love, my loyalty, my devotion. And in return, she gave me a nightmare I could never wake up from. It happened on a night like any other. Or at least, that's what I thought. I was working late in my home office when my phone buzzed. An unknown number. A single video message. At first, I ignored it, assuming it was spam. But a strange gut feeling made me open it. The moment I pressed play, my world shattered. There she was, Rhea, my wife, in someone else's arms. The video wasn't grainy. It wasn't some misunderstood moment. No, it was crystal clear. Every touch, every whisper, every betrayal, laid out in high definition. I couldn't breathe. My hands went numb. My mind refused to believe what my eyes were seeing. Asterisk, asterisk. This wasn't some stranger. This wasn't a mistake. This was asterisk, asterisk. The woman who promised to love me, to be faithful to me, giving herself to another man. And then came the final blow. At the end of the video, as she lay tangled with him, he asked her something. What about your husband? And she laughed. A cruel, cold laugh that cut through my heart like a blade. Aarav? He's weak. Even if he finds out, he won't do anything. He's too soft, too pathetic. That was the moment something inside me snapped. The version of me that loved her, that worshipped her, died right there. And the man that remained, the one she thought was weak, was about to show her just how wrong she was. Love makes you blind. I see that now. Looking back, there were so many signs. So many little things I ignored because I loved her, because I believed in us. I met Rhea in college. She was the kind of girl who could light up a room just by walking in. Confidence, beautiful, unapologetic. The kind of person you could never ignore. I, on the other hand, was the opposite. Quiet, reserved. The kind of guy who blended into the background. I wasn't boring, I just wasn't the kind of guy people noticed. But Rhea, she noticed me. I still remember the first time we talked. It was in the college library. She was struggling to reach a book on the top shelf, and after watching her struggle for a few seconds, I finally got up and grabbed it for her. She turned to me, flashing that dazzling smile that would later become my weakness. Thanks, mystery guy. Didn't know chivalry still existed. I remember stumbling over my words, not used to girls like her talking to guys like me, but somehow she found my awkwardness charming. And just like that, we became friends. Then, best friends. Then, something more. Our relationship was never perfect, but I thought it was real. Rhea was unpredictable, and I was steady. She was on fire, and I was on the ground beneath it. Maybe that's why we worked. At least, that's what I thought. She would drag me to spontaneous road trips. I would remind her to set an alarm, so we wouldn't miss important deadlines. She would pull me into her world of adventure, and I would be the anchor that kept her grounded. And it felt good. It felt real. People warned me. She's not the settling down type, Aarav. My own friends would raise their eyebrows and say, "Are you sure she's serious about you?" But I ignored them. Because when it was just the two of us, she made me feel like I was the only one who mattered. Marriage changes people. Or maybe it just reveals who they really are. The first year of our marriage was beautiful. She still laughed at my bad jokes. I still got lost in her eyes. Mornings were filled with sleepy kisses and coffee runs. Nights ended with her curled up next to me, telling me about her dreams, her ambitions, her crazy ideas. But then, something changed. Slowly, the distance started growing. It started with little things, missed dinner dates, unanswered texts, a new password on her phone. She said she was just busy, stressed, tired, and I believed her. Because that's what you do when you love someone. You trust them, even when something deep inside you is screaming that something isn't right. But love makes you blind, and I didn't see the betrayal staring me in the face. Suspicion is an ugly thing. It eats at you slowly, whispering doubts into your mind until you can't think about anything else. I didn't want to be that husband, the paranoid, overthinking kind. But something about Rhea had changed. She wasn't just distant. She was different. She stopped waiting for me to have dinner. Her late-night outings became more frequent, and whenever I asked her about it, she'd brush it off with a laugh, calling me too serious. Then came the lies. Small ones at first. I was stuck in a late meeting. I crashed at a friend's place because it was too late to drive home. My phone died, that's why I couldn't text back. Individually, they seemed harmless, but together, they painted a picture I wasn't ready to see. Then, one night, I saw something that made my heart stop. The message that changed everything. It was past midnight. I was in bed, but I couldn't sleep. Ria was in the shower, her phone charging on the nightstand. Normally, she kept it locked, but tonight it lit up. A message preview flashed on the screen. Unknown number. Tonight was amazing. Can't wait to see you again, babe. Read my entire body went numb. I sat up, staring at the screen, hoping, praying that I had read it wrong. But there it was, clear as day. A message that didn't belong to me. The bathroom door opened, and Ria walked out, wrapped in a towel, her damp hair clinging to her skin. She saw me holding her phone, and froze. For a split second, just one, I saw fear in her eyes. Then, just as quickly, she masked it. "Babe?" she said, forcing a smile. "What's wrong?" I held up the phone. "Who is this?" She blinked, then laughed, actually laughed as if I had just asked the dumbest question in the world. "Oh my God, Aarav, are you seriously going through my messages now?" She grabbed the phone from my hands. "It's just a friend who calls you babe?" My voice was dangerously calm. She rolled her eyes. "It's nothing. He flirts with everyone. It doesn't mean anything." But I wasn't stupid. Something was going on. And for the first time, I realized I didn't know this woman at all. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her. Maybe it really was nothing. Maybe I was overthinking it. Maybe I was being insecure, paranoid, everything she always teased me about. But that message, "Tonight was amazing. Can't wait to see you again, babe." Read the words were burned into my brain, replaying over and over like a broken record. I lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling while Ria slept beside me, breathing softly as if nothing had happened. I turned to look at her. She looked peaceful, too peaceful. Like someone who wasn't hiding anything. Like someone who wasn't betraying her husband. But I knew better now. A part of me wanted to wake her up, shake her, and demand the truth. But what if she lied again? What if she made me feel like a fool for even suspecting her? What if she was right and I was just weak? I clenched my fists, anger and self-doubt warring inside me. No, I wasn't weak. I wasn't paranoid. I needed proof. The lies keep coming over the next few days. I watched her closely. She didn't realize it, but every lie, every excuse was a dagger straight to my heart. "I'll be late again. Don't wait up. Just a girls' night. Nothing special. You're overthinking things, Aarav. You always do." I started checking her phone when she wasn't looking, but she had changed her password. I tried asking about her whereabouts casually, but she had already rehearsed her answers. She was good at this. Too good. And that scared me more than anything, because it meant this wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a one-time thing. This was calculated, planned. And worst of all, she didn't even feel guilty. I had to know the truth. And when I finally did, it shattered me. I needed proof, not just for myself, but for the part of me that still, somehow, wanted to believe her. So, I did something I never thought I'd do. I followed her. It was a Friday night. She had told me again that she was going out with friends. "Don't wait up," she had said, pressing a quick, meaningless kiss on my cheek before walking out the door. She didn't know I was right behind her. She didn't know that tonight, the truth was finally going to come out. What I saw broke me. I followed her car at a safe distance. She didn't drive to a restaurant. She didn't go to a friend's house. She went to a hotel. A fancy, high-end hotel, the kind we had stayed at during our honeymoon. My heart pounded as I pulled into the parking lot, watching her through the windshield. She stepped out of her car, pulled out her phone, and smiled as she typed a message. Seconds later, a man walked out of the hotel lobby. Tall, well-dressed, confidence. He grinned as soon as he saw her. Then, right in front of me, he kissed my wife. Not just a peck, not a quick hello, a deep, passionate, intimate kiss. The kind that said, "I've done this before. I've been doing this for a long time." "And Rhea?" She kissed him back, like she belonged to him, like I didn't exist. Something inside me snapped. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. Every moment, every memory, every lie, it all came crashing down. She had never loved me. I was just a placeholder. I should have confronted them right then and there. I should have stormed in, demanded answers, made a scene. But no, that would have been the reaction of a weak man. And I wasn't weak. Not anymore. She thought she had won. She thought I was powerless. But she was about to find out just how wrong she was. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I acted normal. I made breakfast, kissed her on the forehead, and even told her I'd be working late. She smiled at me, completely unaware that I had seen everything. It made my blood boil. She had no remorse, no guilt. Not because of the betrayal, I had already accepted that part, but because of what I was about to do. She thought she had played me for a fool. She thought I was weak. She had no idea who she was dealing with. To set up just a beautiful lie wrapped in a pretty smile. But today, the game changed. I spent the day preparing, gathering every piece of evidence I had: photos, call logs, the hotel receipts I pulled from her email, everything. Then I made a few calls. By the evening, everything was set. Tonight, she wasn't meeting her lover at the hotel. Tonight, she was coming home to face the consequences. The confrontation, she walked into the house, humming softly. She looked at me and smiled. "Hey, babe." Babe. I clenched my fists. That word was poison now. "Sit down," I said, my voice calm. Too calm. She frowned. "What?" I said, "Sit." Something in my voice must have warned her, because her smile faltered. Still, she obeyed. I walked over to the coffee table, where my laptop sat open. I clicked play. Her face drained of color as the screen lit up. Footage from the hotel parking lot. Her lover, their kiss. Then the receipts, the messages, the call logs, everything. She didn't blink, didn't breathe, just sat there, frozen. I leaned forward. "So, tell me again how I'm overthinking things?" Her lips parted, but no words came out. For the first time, she was speechless. I had spent weeks doubting myself, wondering if I was crazy, if I was the problem. But now I saw the truth written all over her face. I wasn't crazy. I was right. Tears welled in her eyes. "Aarav, I don't." I cut her off. "Not unless you're about to tell me the truth." Silence. Then, finally, she whispered, "I'm sorry." I laughed. Actually, I laughed. "Sorry," I repeated. "That's it? That's all you have to say after months of lying? Of sneaking around? Making me feel like I was going insane?" Her breath hitched. "It didn't mean anything. I never stopped loving you." My jaw clenched. She still thought she could manipulate me, that she could twist the truth and make me believe it. Not this time. I picked up the divorce papers I had prepared that morning and slid them across the table. Her eyes widened. "WW, what is this?" I leaned back. "You know exactly what it is." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "No. Please, Aarav, we can fix this." "No, you broke this." She shook her head desperately, grabbing my hands. "I'll end it. I'll block him. I'll do anything. Just don't do this." Her voice cracked. She was begging now, but it was too late. I pulled my hands away. "Pack your bags, Ria." She sobbed, shaking her head. But deep down, she knew I wasn't weak anymore. And I never would be again. She didn't move, didn't speak, just sat there, staring at the divorce papers, her hands trembling. I watched her, waiting for another excuse, another lie, another desperate plea. But this time she had nothing, because she knew she had lost. "The last plea, please," she whispered. "We can fix this." I leaned back, arms crossed. "Fix what, Ria? The months of betrayal? The lies? Or the fact that you only care now that you've been caught?" She flinched. I used to think of her as the most beautiful thing in my world. Now, all I saw was a stranger. She grabbed my hands, her fingers ice-cold. "I was stupid. I messed up. But I love you. You're my husband, Key." I yanked my hands away. "No." My voice was firm, unshaken. "I was your husband. But the moment you decided to cheat, that's when you lost me." Tears streamed down her face. "It was just a mistake." I let out a bitter laugh. A mistake? I gestured toward the laptop, where her betrayal played on an endless loop. This wasn't a mistake, Ray. It was a choice. 100 different choices. Every single time you picked him over me. She shook her head wildly. I don't want to lose you.